All right, now we're on to the last note card of the section, note card 101. These are examples of simplifying radicals with numbers and variables. So take what I just showed you in the last two slides and see if you can figure these out. If you can't get all of this to fit on the front of your note card, go to the back of the note card. Or, you could even make another note card and call it like note card 101A and 101B. Up to you. But you need to have these examples and you need to write through the process because that's going to help you remember. So let's look right here. 27 is not prime. Probably you're thinking 9 times 3. That should be what you're thinking. And then you go, oh, well, 9's not prime, so that really would be 3 times 3 times 3. So the prime factorization of 27 is 3 times 3 times 3. And then a to the 11th, that would be a 11 times. And then b to the 7th, that would be b 7 times. And I don't even think I had enough room to do this when I was trying to show the word. Let's see how I ended up doing it. I can't even remember. Oh gosh, where did it go? Oh, there it is. Yeah, I couldn't even, it wouldn't even fit me putting 11 A's and 7 B's and the 3 3's. So I went ahead and I'm understanding this a little better. And I went ahead and wrote them as squares. So we knew we'd have 3 times 3 times 3, but we were thinking ahead and we know we need pairs. So squares. So I wrote 3 squared times 3. And I thought to myself, how many times does 2 go into 11? Because I need squares. And that would be 5 times. So I have an a squared, a squared, a squared, a squared, a squared, 5 of those. And let me just double check. 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So those A's right there would be a to the 10th. And then I have an a, which would be a to the 11th. So I preserved value. I didn't change anything. And I did the same thought process for the b's. How many times does 2 go into 7? 3 times. So I can do b squared, b squared, b squared 3 times and 1 left over. Now, if you want to write out 11 A's and 7 B's, that's fine. That's fine. But I didn't want to, okay? So I wanted you to show how you can think ahead if you understand this enough. So now we're going to pull out the perfect squares. Pull out a 3, A, B, B, B. So pull those out. Let's look at this step right here, okay? And then you just simplify. So that's going to be 3a to the 5th, b to the 3rd, with a 3ab underneath the radical. There we go. All right, pause me and finish up that one if you need to. And then we're going to go to the next one. So go ahead and pause. All right, look at this one. Square root of 12, x to the 20th, y to the 8th. I'm not writing out 20 x's. I'm not. 12 is going to be 4 times 3 times 3. No, it's not. 12 is going to be 2 times 2 times 3. And then, ooh, let's think about it. Where did the work go? Oh, look at that. So 2 times 2 times 3. And then 2 goes into 20 10 times. So I have 10 x squareds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of those. Nice and even. And then 2 goes into 8 4 times. So I have 4 y squareds. Doop, 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 doop. And I pull out the perfect squares that I see. I went ahead and wrote 2 squared right there. I could have done that there. I just didn't. And so I pull out the 2, and then I pull out all of those x's and all of those y's, and I will have just simply a 3 underneath. So that's 2x to the 10th, y to the 4th, radical 3. Pause me, finish up that one. Last one for the note card is square root of 100, x to the 5th y. This is easier. The exponents aren't as large. So 100 is 10 times 10. Yeah, I could keep going and write it as 2 times 5 and 2 times 5 and go that route. But if it's a perfect square, you are set, guys. You're set. So it's going to be 10 squared. And then I went ahead and just wrote it as x squared, and x. Yes, it would be x times x times x times x times x. And then you would do your perfect squares there. And then a y. And then what comes out? The 10 and then 2 of the x's. Like that. And it'd be 10x squared, radical xy. Pause. Actually, the video's over. Finish up this note card.